Hello everybody. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Just wanted to do a quick update on the things that are happening here in my life in Chiang Mai. It's gorgeous here. It is so pretty. I'm in the middle of a monastery and there's so much happening. I think there's a bell that rang, so it might be time for monks to do prayer. And if that is the case, I will have to pause and leave, and you guys will know what happened. I'll do a part 2 later on. So I wanted to talk to you all, yes, about relationships, yes, about what this question that a large majority of us as solo female travelers get. Are you in a relationship? Are you married? Don't you have family? Because the concept of some people just traveling and taking a backpack and having an inner journey feels very challenging to a lot of people's perception of how they believe life should be. So in regards to relationships, here I am, hot as, but relationships are, and traveling, there's like a weird little code. Some people do just like, they just have a lot of hookups. It's normal for people to go from city to city or from town or wherever country to meet people, have a 2 or 3, 4 day thing and then go to the next town. But I wanted to talk about something a little deeper than that, because not everybody who travels is here for 2 or 3 days. Not everybody who travels here is interested in something cheap. Not to say that short-term flings aren't real or are not of substance, but there are some of us who really do want substance in life, and that's not really what we're after, is one night kind of things. Not to say that doesn't happen, but like there is this initial moment where you just out of the gate, you just finished traveling, you meet someone really attractive, bam, and then it's just like this air of freedom that hits you. Nobody knows you, nobody's judging you, it's just you. And that's usually where some of these like hookups just kind of happen. Usually when you have your heart very much open, there's a book, let me just pause and say this. The book that I have been talking to you all about incessantly is Michael A. Singer, The Untethered Soul. And he talks about how, one, we are consciousness and we are the experiencer of our emotions, not necessarily our thoughts or actions or anything that's surrounding us, what we feel or touch, we just experience it. And so there's something called the spiritual heart. And when it closes based on desire or fear-based feelings, it keeps energy locked in. So we can go somewhere and then are reminded of something. And all of a sudden, feelings that we thought were gone come flooding back to us because there was a blockage somewhere. And in order to release the blockage, we must open the heart. When I talk about or even reflect on my own experiences of keeping my heart open, I love the experience of experiencing how big my heart is. When I was in Ghana, I taught 6th grade in the primary school, and I was the biggest experiencer of my heart. Not just the children, but how I felt so much when I loved every single one of the kids that I taught. 4 classrooms of 55 children. That's a lot of kids to love. But when I found out that it was time for me to go, it felt like a rug was ripped out from under me, that I had no time to kind of process or close any of the experiences that I had. And so when I found out I was leaving, I ended up just like crying so much. I just cried, and I couldn't hide my feelings from the kids because they knew how much I loved them. I wrote my phone number on the board, and I began to really think about, I just couldn't imagine, oh, I'm getting sad, what my life was going to be like without the kids that I taught, because I loved them so much. I was the experiencer of my heart, and just like knowing how Ooh, it is hot out here. And knowing how much that I love them and how much that my heart felt and